Ka super discount ni sabti atho shong kurim hado sanpho percent. Shimi kering ka kabuk siar kapadan bit take away ka sabti ka way ka design. One chika wet showroom hamot pran pat maulai mauro lani phone ho number kandai sao lai rio san pra nyo lai pra.
Ka Sorkar jylla Lingbakatana Directorate of Information and Public Relations DIPR haka sngi balang shipau trik unailo jarpusan kelapan ke Burom yaki Nongthoh kibla rangba haka kam kibrang trei hado menta bad Kynthup ru yu Nongthoh Khubor bala kelalong UMDC bamenta uba apa wil soklet. Kidon barok khandai ngot ki Nongthoh Khubor ya kabalapan ke Burom do menteri rangba ka jylla ukonrat ki sangma kumukong san haringkat ru ka Dr. M. Amperin Lingdo kabadai ke menteri beripet ya katanat IPR kum ka sembut kongsan uba DP walang chief secretary bat ki wedek yo besar hak jalang kebala penlong ha hotel courtyard. Kani kesengi kadairu kerja kendolang hakasian kebaar jong baro ki Nongthoh Khubor dan ke second media meet 2025 bala penyai dekat na di IPR kebala penlong ru kerja ther halor kejing Jaintia lingba ki Khubor ka Sorkar kelapan ke Burom ru ikini ki Nongthoh Khubor kebala syakriya ke jylla lingba kejing Jaintia haki babon ki benta la kalong haki emlang ke salang kejing baki pat ba kia kendo kejing trikam jong ki Sorkar bat ki wei de lapan ke Burom ru de song pisa ke ba Shillong ka kom kajing ay minsim bad Burom yu sinyang ubin hay bakila ay kajing syakri na kabentaw pad ba salonsar.
Next, may I invite Srimati Patricia Mukim, editor of the Shillong Times, to please come to. May I now invite Sri Philip Marway, editor Youth. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Philip Marway, editor Youth Today. We have and director of 102 documentary films for Duration. His contributions extend beyond journalism to social initiatives through the Eastern Panorama Foundation. From being invited by former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh to serving as National Vice President of Indian Federation of Small 94 and has served as its editor since 1995. For early 3 decades, his leadership has elevated Marpur as a trusted voice in Khasi journalism, nurturing editorial standards and fostering a legacy of excellence. I would like to also mention that he is the current president of the Shillong Press Club. Cover the untold stories of Meghalaya. With over 3.5 decades of experience, he has worked with prestigious national and international media houses, including Sahara TV, NewsX, Times Now, TRT World, BBC Bangla.
His career also includes photojournalism with Eastern Protection and UB Photo in Guwahati. In 2009, he founded SP News. Also like to mention that he is also the sitting member of the current KHETC.
A warm round of applause for Sri Soklet's inspiring journey, please. Mr. Kishore Wongkam.
I know that he is master of public communication. He has
This event has been truly special, bringing together media personalities.
First of all, would like to congratulate the DIPR for having successfully organized this meet, something that we have been truly committed to, I must say, and wanting to do for a very, very long time. So I really am thankful to our Honorable Minister and to our Commissioner Secretary and to our Director for having organized this program successfully. All our panelists and speakers who have come from different parts of the country. I also would like to thank all of you for taking your time and being with us here today. I don't have much to say. I think a lot has been said before me, and you always hear me speak, so there's not much to speak about. But just a few things which I feel this is a great platform where I can share my thoughts with all of you. I think the first thing which I would like to share is that we sometimes don't realize the kind of responsibility and power that we have. When I say we, I mean you as journalists and as media people. And I think it's very important to be able to understand that responsibility and that power, because it influences the way our society is, the way our state, the way the state's affairs are held or taken care of, and how we move forward or how we move backward. And therefore I do start by reiterating the significance and the great importance of always realizing the responsibility that each and every one of you carries on your shoulder as a press person, as a journalist, as a person who is even a citizen journalist, and many areas of journalism and news reporting that today are, I should say, the definition is getting blurred, and there are too many categories, but the categories are also quite not defined very properly. So that's the first thing that I would like to stress on, and I'm sure that all of you realize that whenever you are working and whenever you have you're writing your piece or whenever you're interacting. So that is the first and the most important part that I need to always remind you of, that you come with a lot of responsibility on your shoulder. I think the second thing which we have also realized as a government is that while the press and the press fraternity has been contributing immensely to our society, to the state, to the country, we realize that at some point in time, it's important to recognize this contribution that is being made. You know, I am always a very strong believer that it's not about what you give or about the amount that you give. But I think it is important that whoever the person in whatever walk of life, at some point in time expects that the person will be recognized in some way, will be appreciated for the work, the contribution that they have done. It's human nature. And in 2018, if some of you remember, this started with a thought process of actually for entrepreneurs. I started recognizing entrepreneurs. Those are the first group of people I started recognizing. And I truly felt that, you need that recognition. And I'll tell you where this comes from. It comes from myself, actually. And I remember as a small entrepreneur when I was very young, I was struggling. And I really didn't know what to do, how to move about. So many areas of difficulty. And I sometimes just would wish that somebody would come and just give a pat on my back and say, don't worry, you're doing great. It's tough, but keep going. A small pat on the back would have motivated me so much, even through those difficult times, even if I didn't get the money or any kind of support from the person. But I think recognition is very important. And that's why I thank, in fact, the press fraternity. You have met me so many times and you have submitted so many memorandums to me. I'm so happy that we are finally able to give some structure to the memorandums that you have been submitting. I admit I cannot do everything, but it is because of your intervention. Today we are having these programs to recognize senior journalists, people who have given their life for journalism, who have faced the challenges in difficult times with no financial support and yet continued to do what they did because they believed in what they did, because they were passionate about what they did, and no challenge or no difficulty would bring them down. And that's really what we are trying to appreciate today by recognizing these senior journalists. And I think most of you I know, I've met so many times, and I've seen the challenges they've faced. And I always tell people that God has been kind to all of us. God has been kind to me, has given me this opportunity, given Dr. Amperin, Mr. Vijay, the opportunity to do something that we could make a difference. And so we are here today and happy that we're able to do some small bit of contribution. I was very happy when Dr. Vijay had come and given a proposal that the welfare scheme should be increased to 35 lakhs from 5 lakhs. And with that 35 lakhs, different ways to support senior journalists, after a certain retirement age could be achieved. And with that today, almost about 10,000 rupees per month is being given to some of our retired journalists on a regular basis. And I think that is maybe a small amount, but I'm sure it is helping in many ways for them to move forward. It's the least, as I said, that we can do in that line. Recognizing our senior journalists who have given their 30 years to journalism. Again, a small amount of 1 lakh, but I guess it's more about the recognition that we are trying to give out here. And I want to make it very clear. That I don't expect you to be soft on me because of that. So don't think that I will expect that you will stop criticizing me today. Please don't. You have a duty and a responsibility to do. And you're not here to please me or please the society or any individual person. You're here to serve the state and the people as a whole. You have a certain responsibility at your level, which you do. I think never have I ever called any of you for any article you've written against me or for me or pro me. I never called because I don't believe in it. I have a lot of friends who tell me, why don't you tell this person to stop writing like that? I said, it's not my job. And it's not fair for me to do that. And I will never do it. And so I'm repeating, just because I'm having these programs, please, you don't have to be soft on me. So you can do, but yeah, we expect you to be fair, that's all. But I don't expect you to be soft. I expect that you will always bring out, I'll tell you many a times, the small messages I get, the small, articles I read, or some kind of, posts that are there. You may not believe this, but actually it helps me make very, very important decisions in life. And decisions that impact thousands and lakhs of people in our state. So therefore, it has that impact. Of course, I take it in a positive sense, and that's why I look at it that way. And I'm a person who always looks at any kind of criticism in a positive way and say, well, is there something wrong that I'm doing? Is there something that I can change? Is there something I can improve? And therefore, for me, I always look at it in a positive manner, and I hope that we will continue to do that in the future. Our journalism and our press fraternity members should have some kind of a training or human resource development program. You see, journalism is a serious work. Again, I go back to what I said in the beginning. It's a huge responsibility. And therefore, how you will take that responsibility further requires you to be updated all the time. It requires you to be trained by the best people, trained in understanding that what word you use could have what kind of impact, how you want to use the word, what kind of a timing you want to bring it out in, do you want to bring out this article or not? There's so many factors that are there in journalism which even I guess I'm not competent enough to share or even talk about. But it is a huge responsibility, and I feel that our journalists and our press people who are very good at their own level have learned things at their own level, on their own, with their own experience, with their own work that they're doing. I think we need to figure out how we could upgrade. Can we take, our journalists in batches of 10, 15 to some prestigious university, college that teaches this, have a 10-day, 15-day, 20-day program? Can we have meets? If there's a press meet going on, like we have today out here, we call journalists from outside. Why can't we send our journalists when they're having press meets to other parts of the country or even the world? I think this exposure is very important, and I'm always a very firm, again, strong believer that we must upgrade every time as individuals, also in terms of our skill.